Chapter 3: The Trials of Growing Up. Samuel stood at the foot of the stairs leading to his childhood bedroom, his body reflecting a mixture of nostalgia and unease. It had been a few months since the heartfelt conversation with Elena, and during those weeks, life had changed in many ways. As the world outside transformed through the seasons, he found himself grappling with the complexities of adulthood unfolding before him, punctuated by a collage of emotions he had yet to fully understand. Now 25, Samuel felt the weight of expectations upon him, both self-imposed and from those around him. As he ascended the stairs, the gentle creaking beneath his feet echoed his internal turmoil. He longed for the simplicity of his childhood, when questions could be asked without hesitation, and when the world seemed painted in bright, uncomplicated colors. Life had grown more intricate with each passing year, and the once clear voice of God now felt like a murmuring whisper amidst a roaring sea of doubts. In those quiet moments alone, Samuel often turned to his conversations with God, lately reflected in the solitude of his interactions rather than spoken aloud. "Why is it so hard?" he asked, settling into the familiar comfort of his bed, the sheets worn yet soothing against him. "Why do I struggle when I know you're here?" The response he yearned for wrapped around him like a tender cocoon. "Growth often comes hand in hand with pain, my child. It shapes you and brings forth resilience. Speak your heart." "I feel lost," he admitted tepidly, gazing at the tableau of memories hung on his walls. "It's like I'm drifting through life, tugged in different directions by friends, family, career, and even expectations they haven't voiced but I can sense lurking. Sometimes it feels like I am unraveling." "Unraveling is only a precursor to transformation," God's voice assured him, each word taking root in his understanding. "Growth, my dear Samuel, requires discomfort. It reveals the areas in your life that need attention, those that need your courage. Have you embraced the trials, allowing them to shape you?" Samuel reflected on his years navigating adulthood. He had transitioned from the innocence of boyhood foundations into more complicated realms of relationship dynamics, career aspirations, and the challenge of anchoring his beliefs amidst societal demands. At times, he felt like an imposter, wearing a mask of confidence while grappling with confusion and fear beneath the surface. Dismissing his reflection with a sigh, he pushed himself up from his bed. Swallowed by uncertainty, he wandered to the kitchen, where his mother stood. Maria had been a steady anchor in his life, a gentle guide to help him navigate those turbulent waters. The warmth of her presence filled the room, illuminated by the soft glow of the overhead light. "Mom," he began, hesitating as she turned to face him, her brow raised in gentle inquiry. The warmth of her concern was palpable. "Can we talk?" "Of course, sweetheart." "Mari, each challenge brings its lessons, and it's okay to feel uncertain. Seek out the beauty within those trials, the learning, the relationships forged, even the moments of heartache." Samuel pondered her words. They felt comforting, like a warm blanket wrapping around him during a chilly night. He realized that his fears were tied to a belief that disappointment was synonymous with failure, when in fact experiences could be the seeds of growth. However, he still craved clarity, a deeper understanding of his path forward. Compelled by an overwhelming need to connect, he took a step into the unknown and shared a secret he had been holding on to, his ongoing conversations with God. "Mom, ever since I was little, I've had this connection. He speaks to me." Maria's eyes widened slightly, but the apprehension that once clouded her face soon transformed into gentle curiosity. "You still hear him?" "I do," Samuel confessed, feeling the latch of vulnerability tighten within him. "But lately it's felt distant. I wish I could, I don't know, grasp what it all means in this maze that is adulthood. It's frustrating when it feels like no matter how hard I try, I have no clear answers." Understanding flickered in her gaze, and she placed her hand gently on his shoulder. "Does it help when you talk to him? Maybe the answers are shaped in your experiences, rather than conveyed in direct messages." Samuel nodded slowly, contemplating her words. During those moments in the forest clearing, he could sense the clarity that often eluded him in everyday chaos. Yes, it does. I wish I could regain that ease. It feels like when I enter my adult life, I should just know everything, and the truth is, I don't. Samuel, she murmured softly, her eyes shimmering with love. There's no definitive handbook for this journey. You'll make mistakes, you'll question yourself repeatedly, and there will be moments of profound joy and sorrow. Embrace it all, like the waves of an ocean. Allow yourself to be carried. Encouraged by Maria's wisdom, Samuel let out a long-held breath. The heaviness in his chest eased as she gracefully articulated the struggle he had felt for so long. He understood that while uncertainty marked the terrain of growing up, there lay beauty in every stumble and the support of those who genuinely cared about him. "I'll try, Mom," Samuel said, a glimmer of hope surfacing. "Not every answer has to be immediate or perfect. Maybe I can start seeking the meaning in these trials instead." As he returned to his thoughts, images of Elena materialized, the laughter they had shared, her eagerness to learn, the conversations about love and faith. With each memory, he found strength. She constantly encouraged him to explore that connection more deeply. He realized it wasn't merely the divine whispers that shaped who he was, but the cherished relationships around him that provided the foundation to stand upon, even during turbulent times. "Samuel?" Maria's voice interrupted. "Hi." With the sun filtering through the leaves, he found solace in the stillness, his thoughts unraveling like threads, each one leading towards deeper understanding and reverence for the world around him. "Speak to me," he would whisper, kneeling down in the familiar place where the tall trees wrapped around him like guardians, protecting secrets and wisdom only known to them. In those quiet moments, he poured out his heart, articulating his fears and dreams, his joys and frustrations. Each conversation transformed, allowing him to untangle the complexities gathering like mist around his mind. As the hours passed, he felt the breath of God merging with the gentle rustle of leaves, weaving together a tapestry of thoughts illuminating his path ahead. "Why does it seem so vast sometimes?" he once asked, watching as the wind moved through the trees. "All these decisions, relationships, it feels like a lot." "Instead of viewing your path as a burden, see it as an adventure," God replied, and Samuel imagined the voice almost caressing his spirit. "Each choice leads you closer to who you are meant to be. Life is a tapestry, woven with threads of experience and love. Embrace the uncertainties, for they bring depth to your journey." Over those weeks, Samuel rediscovered the essence of hope within his heart. The trials he faced were merely stepping stones leading him toward clarity, and the struggles of growth were the heralds of transformation. As summer transitioned into the glow of autumn, warmth still radiated from Samuel's heart, mirroring the colors evolving in the trees around him. He had begun to explore those relationships more intentionally, rekindling friendships with Elena and seeking new connections, those who strove to understand his divine experiences. One crisp, golden autumn afternoon, he found himself tossing a frisbee with Elena in the backyard, laughter echoing against the chill in the air. It felt liberating, a return to simpler times. That day, as the sunset painted the sky with blends of pink and orange, Samuel turned to her, compelled by a wave of urgency. "Can we talk more about our faith?" he ventured, vulnerability dancing in his voice. "I feel like there's so much I want to share. It's not just about hearing God. It's about the effect it has on my life." Elena smiled, a genuine light sparking in her eyes. "Absolutely. I've been curious. I love that you feel these things deeply, Samuel. Let's explore them together." In that moment, with the sun setting low and friends gathered beneath the expansive sky, he understood that trials were no longer sources of anxiety or fear. Rather, they marked progress, the progress of growing up. With the trials of adulthood lay countless opportunities for connection, growth, and understanding, each intertwining moment deepening his faith and illuminating his path forward. As the evening grew deeper, Samuel closed his eyes, breathing in the crisp, mingling scents of leaves and earth. Thank you. Thank you.